Hey guys, this is Ron Armstrong, filmmaker. And sorry I got distracted. I was just playing on my iPhone and the new release of iOS 7, which is awesome. If you haven't already downloaded it, you should try it. The new interface takes time to learn and acclimate to, but once you become accustomed to it, it's awesome. But anyway, I didn't come here to talk about that. I wanted to make this quick video blog to make an announcement on a new business venture I'm launching next week. I saw basically a need where filmmakers were creating these Kickstarter, Indiegogo pages, and they were like small fishes in a big pond. Their campaign pages were getting lost in a sea of other pages, and they were fighting for attention, or they are fighting for attention. So to address that pain point, I've created a new business which I call WeBuzzFilm, and the business objective is twofold. One is to drive a lot of traffic to these filmmakers' campaign pages, and number two, create this really exciting amount of positive buzz around their film, and this will help them to reach their fundraising goal. And I know from firsthand experience how difficult it can be to get people to support you as a filmmaker, and though starting a campaign or an Indiegogo or Kickstarter can be great, but if a tree falls in the forest, does anyone hear it? So you hear all these success stories of people who got their films funded through these sites practically overnight, but you don't know the real story behind what led up to that. And a lot of these filmmakers did a lot of work 24/7 to get people to come to their campaign page and pledge. So my business venture, WeBuzzFilm.com, is going to help filmmakers get exposure for their projects, and I think that's going to really address the issues that they're having right now, and I'm happy to help in that area. Also, I want to talk about something that's very important, and I think it's going to be helpful to those who are entrepreneurs and filmmakers. You know, up until about a year ago, I was having a lot of trouble with certain business ventures that I was starting, and they weren't as successful as I would have liked them to be. And the reason was because wasn't that I wasn't business savvy, or it really stemmed from the fact that I was using an outdated business model. And I started to read a lot of books and went on this journey to try and understand like what makes a good business successful. And you read these things where they say, the first 2 years a small business will usually fall. The majority of small businesses will fail, and that's not necessarily true. There are circumstances that go along with that. And there's a book I was reading called Lean UX, which pretty much doesn't relate to entrepreneurship or filmmaking. But when I was reading the book, I had one of those aha moments where I really discovered what I had been doing wrong for all these years. And I was meeting with a partner of mine, her name is Elena. We meet every Tuesday to go over the business that we've started. And she kept telling me, you need to do one-pagers. You need to do what we call the splash page. And lo and behold, she was absolutely right, because this book, what I was reading, was confirming that. So let me share this with you, and when I do, this is going to revolutionize the way you guys who are filmmakers, who are entrepreneurs, will approach things and do things, because this approach is going to save you so much time and so much money and energy that you're gonna love it. Believe me. Now, there are two ways of approaching starting your film or your business. The first way, which I think is an outdated business model, and why most small businesses fail in the first 2 years, or why a lot of filmmakers are fail to get their films completed or financed, is because they use what we call the Big Bang approach. And the Big Bang approach, which I'll kind of like use the example of a website, is where you build something such as the website. You pour, like, say for example, if you needed like to launch this business or website, whatever, and you need about $100,000 or even $250,000. The old traditional business model says go out there, talk to venture capitalists, go get a bank loan, whatever, and raise that capital, put that capital into the business. You quit your 9 to 5 and do whatever you have to do, and then devote yourself to operating that business until it gets to a certain level of where you're now in the black and you're making profit. That approach can get you into a lot of trouble, simply because you're investing a huge amount of capital into something that you don't know that there's a guaranteed market for it, or that if there is a market for it, your approach to it is what the audience is looking for. So that is a very risky approach, and that is why a lot of businesses fail within the first 2 years. now open the door to the new revolutionary way of approaching it, which has been out there for a number of years also, which is called the MVP. The MVP stands for the minimum viable product. And here's what this is. It's basically you're taking an hypothesis. Let's say I want to write a novel. And you take this hypothesis and you create a small, what they call is a low fidelity prototype of it. Meaning you put the minimum amount of functionality within that you can get away with. For example, for a website, you're not going to launch a website with all these bells and whistles. You're going to have your movie on there. You're going to have a shopping cart to sell your DVDs. You don't want to do that. You have to look at your business objective and say, what's the minimum amount of functionality I can get away with to test the market, to test my hypothesis that, number one, the audience wants this. Number two, my approach is something that's sound. So you come out and you release it, this website, with just a small amount of the functionality, which is the key functionality to get you to where you need to go. Or, for example, if you're creating a novel or screenplay, you're releasing the synopsis and getting releasing that to get the audience's reaction. Or if you think about creating a feature film, you release a 2 or 3 minute version of that film. Now, when you're doing this, you're releasing this prototype because what you want to do is get the audience's reaction. You want direct feedback from the audience. And then when you get that feedback, if it is something that you think that they're interested in and they demonstrate support for that, then you take that feedback and then you incorporate that and you come out with the phase 2 release. And the phase 2 release will encompass the feedback from the audience also, and you build on top of that more functionality and more features. And that's what we call is the iterative design process. So it goes into sprints, and there's a lot more to this. I'm just giving you guys the bare essentials here, but there is an entire process as to how this should work. So don't take exactly what I'm saying right now and try to run with it, because you won't meet with 100% success. But basically, that is the MVP approach. You're not investing a lot of capital. You're not investing a lot of time. You're releasing this, this low fidelity prototype to get the audience's reaction, to see if there's a demand for it, and to see if your approach meets their needs. Because you know what? We all have what we call as a cognitive bias, meaning that we may see the world in a way that not others see it. So we may think that we have a great idea for a story, a great idea for a film, a great idea for a website, but yet the market may not have that same viewpoint. They may not feel that, your approach, your idea is what's needed, and the way you test that is to come out with that MVP, the minimum viable product, to test the waters and to see. And the great thing about this is not only are you releasing something that's not costing you a lot of money, but you're tailoring it according to the audience feedback. You're going and doing the modification based on what the audience wants. So when you do a final release, you know that you have something that there is a need for and that it directly meets those needs of the audience. And that's wonderful. As opposed to working in a vacuum where you have your bias and you're creating something that you have no idea if the audience will love it or if it's going to meet the demands that is out there. And that's when they talk about businesses, again, will fail in the first 2 years. That's because you're operating in a vacuum and you're operating blind. You don't know what the audience wants. You don't know if your specific approach to this or your idea, how you're approaching the idea is going to be sound. And this is where the MVP method, as opposed to the Big Bang method, comes into play. And believe me, I saw a real stark improvement or difference in the way my businesses are operating. They're more successful now, and I'm not blowing a bunch of money and time on something that only will fail in the end because I am not addressing and thinking about the end users or the end audience needs and wants. So think about that. If you guys want more information, I will be happy to map the process out so you can do it right from the very start. And you'll see how whatever you're doing, whether it be a film, a book, a screenplay, or a website, whatever, that the MVP process works. It works wonderfully. And you're just going to meet with more success. And I'd be happy to share this with you. Drop me a line. I'll send you a flow chart with everything lined out of how you approach this. So Look out for my new business venture that's coming out next week, WeBuzzFilm.com, which is going to help filmmakers with their Indiegogo and Kickstarter pages. And that's all for now. This is Ron Armstrong, filmmaker extraordinaire. Thanks.